started. Really trying to keep that arm close to your body. Work that shoulder through a full range of motion. And switch directions. Good. Then we're going to switch our arms up. And switch directions again. And then we'll move into arm swings. So we're trying to open up our chest and back. Loosening up our neck, up the back. Getting that blood flow going. When you feel good there, we're going to work into our lower body here. So we're going to start with our leg swing side to side. Really trying to hold your core nice and stable and really just swing from that hip joint. And when you feel good with that first leg, we'll move into the second. And we'll go back to that first leg. And kick forward and backwards. Start to loosen up those hip flexors, quads, and also your hamstrings and glutes. And we'll switch our legs again. Good. From there, we'll plant our feet right under our shoulders. And we're going to work on our hip hinges. So I want you to think about keeping a nice flat back and then pushing your butt to the back while finding lots of length in your hamstrings in the back of your legs. And then think about squeezing those hamstrings nice and tight to pull you upright. Our hips go into extension at the top. We squeeze our glutes, trying to find a little bit more depth with each lower. Hinge, find that length, and pull up. Do about 3 more of these. And after that, we're gonna drop down into our squats. So your feet may widen a little bit. And we think about getting those quads parallel to the ground. Nice tight core, chest stays big. Weights in our heels. And from the bottom, we push our heels against the ground to lift us up. Again, hips go into extension at the top. Glutes squeeze. Excellent. And I'm going to have us end with one more little full body stretch. Really gets that blood flowing. I'm going to take my jacket off really fast. So for this one, we're first going to just hinge at our hips for our hands to go to the ground. We walk those hands out to a good high plank position. Bring your right foot up by your right hand. It puts you in a deep kind of runner's lunge. And then you twist open, lifting your right hand to the ceiling. Hand goes down, right foot goes back, left foot comes up towards your hand. Twist, get back to that high plank, walk your hands towards your feet, and then we repeat that. So we walk our hands out to the high plank, lunge, twist, replace, lunge, twist, replace, hands walk back. And I want you guys to do that 2 more times. While you finish up that stretch, I'm going to explain this first round of exercises to you guys. So on this AMRAP, our number of reps is always going to be 6. So we'll do 6 of everything as we work through this, and we'll go for 4 minutes and then go right into that EMOM. So your first exercise, we'll start in that high plank, and we're going to do frog hops. So you're going to step or jump your feet right outside your hands, and then just sit down like a frog. Your butt's not going to come in the air, and then you just jump or hop your feet back. So the intention of that is a little bit of cardio. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit of a quad work as well. So you'll feel both those things. From there, we're going to go to our split stance RDLs. Here, we're going to do 6 each leg, each round. So, I hope you guys can see my feet. You're going to line your back toes up with the heels of your front toes. Think about sitting in the heels of both weights. Weight in each hand. We hinge at the hips, doing those RDLs. Back stays flat, weight stays close to our body. We push through our heels to stand us up, nice and tall. So we'll do 6 with our right leg in the front, and then 6 with our left leg in the front. From there, we'll stay in that split stance, and we're just gonna do 6 rows. Here, you don't have to worry too much about switching our feet. We're focusing mostly on our back and just holding resistance in our legs. So we don't need to do 6 on each arm because we'll be rowing both arms for every rep. And then the last exercise is going to be a high to low plank. So we will start in that good high plank with our hands under shoulders, butts tucked down. And then what you're going to do is lower to your elbows and then push back up to your hands, and that'll be 1. So again, we'll go for 6 reps there. You always have the option there to drop to your knees to do the high to low planks, but I want you to pull your hips down. So I don't want you up in tabletop, but your hips are pulled down to keep your core engaged for that high to low. So we'll cycle through those 4 exercises for 4 minutes, and then we'll go right away into our EMOM, which will be 4 minutes too. And for this, the number's gonna be 6-2. And again, you're going to try to get through these 3 exercises as quick as you can. Use the last, hopefully what's 20, 25 seconds of the minute as recovery. So our exercises for this are 6 high pulls. So we're standing up nice and tall, leading with our elbows to the ceiling, pulling those weights to right below our chin. We'll do that for 6 reps. Then we're going to do 6 reverse lunges, just total, not 6 each leg. We're rotating back and forth. And then we're going to end with 6 V-ups. So we'll drop to our back, hands will reach out, legs will reach out. We pull ourselves up for 6. So then as soon as you finish those V-ups, you recover, and the top of the next minute, we do the same thing. I know I just kind of threw a lot of stuff at you, but so I'll cue us through as we go. But all you have to worry about right now for 4 minutes is getting through those frog hops, RDLs, rows, and high to low plank, okay? I want you to try to keep pace as I work through this. If you can work ahead, definitely do that. But otherwise, just keep yourself moving. We have what's gonna be 8 minutes of work right now, and then we'll get a recovery before we dive into the second round. So, with that being said, let us start. We have 6 of those frog hops. Your butt never comes into the air. Option to step your feet outside your hands. If that's a little bit better on knees, hips, or back. From there, we hop right on up. We go into our split stance RDLs. So remember, feet are about shoulder width apart. We push our butt to the back wall. Push through our heels to stand us up tall. Here, we're doing 6 on each leg, okay? Think about finding lots of length in those hamstrings. Back stays flat. And after you do 6 with that right leg forward, switch, same exact movement, this time left leg's forward. You're gonna have just a slight bend in each leg. They're not stick straight. After you finish the RDLs, reestablish that hinge in the split stance. Palms face each other. We row. Elbows in tight to our rib cage. And after 6 of those, we get down in our low plank and we go up and down for 6. And then we're set up perfectly to jump right back in to frog hops again. So you get in that high plank, jump in and out for 6. And then into RDLs. We're about halfway through. So we'll probably get through just over 2 rounds of this. That's the goal. Push those hips into extension at the top. Try to keep your hips level as you lower. After you do the RDLs on each side, reestablish that hinge. And we're doing rows. Arms drop all the way down. And then weights go down. We have those high to low planks. And then we go right back into it again. We have about 30 seconds. And right after the 30 seconds, we drop into that EMOM. So I know these first 2 rounds of the 4 we'll do, maybe a little bit of an adjustment, getting used to the exercises, the format, but try to just follow my lead as best as you can. Remember, the intention is to have recovery. So we go in 3. Get both your weights. We have 6 high pulls. As quick and in control as you can. After you finish those, we go right away into 6 alternating reverse lunges. And then drop your weights, lay down. We have 6 V-ups where we're really thinking about tapping into our core to pull us up. And after 6 of those, then you recover. So we're at 25 seconds right now. So I want you to take that time to recover. You still have even 15 seconds as of right now. So always aim for that 15 to 25 second range for recovery. And then for the next 3 minutes, we do that at the top of every minute again, okay? We go in 3, 2, 1, 6 high pulls. 6 reverse lunges. And then 6 of those V-ups. Working our abs hard. Really reach from your toes to your fingertips and then pull yourself up. And then again, we have recovery. I want you to try to push your tempo. See how fast you can go in control. But know that you have this recovery worked in. We have 2 more rounds of that, and then a longer recovery, a couple minutes recovery. So grab your weights. We go again in 3, 2, 1. With these high pulls, think about mimicking that feeling of zipping up a jacket. Weights stay close to you in the center of your body. Elbows lead. And we pull with our traps. After the lunges, right away into the V-ups. Try to balance at the top of those V-ups. Feel control before you fall back. So we have one more round here. The only thing that's going to be different about this last minute is I want us to hold a plank to finish out the minute, okay? So, same thing. 6 high pulls, 6 lunges, 6 V-ups. Then you're gonna flip over and hold the plank until this minute of work is over, okay? 3, 2, 1. Let's go. You've got recovery right on the other side of this minute. Get nice depth on your lunges. Keep those shoulders level. Pull back. Core engaged. 6 V-ups. And after you finish those V-ups, flip it on over and hold a plank for me. Take it high, low, whatever you need. If you need to hold it on your knees, that's fine. I just want us all finishing in this plank. I don't care if it's even for 3 seconds that you make it into this. Good, relax. Excellent. So, I know that may have been a little bit confusing following the format. Ooh, that was hard for me to get out. But that's what we have for 3 more rounds. The 4 minutes of AMRAP, where our exercises will change, and the 4 minutes of EMOM, where exercises don't change, okay? So, get some water, tie yourself off if you need it. Focus on some good deep breaths while I explain these next 4 exercises. First one, skater jumps. We're gonna start standing on just our outside leg, and we jump, absorb in this other leg, and we're thinking about just bounding side to side, really feeling power off of one leg, and then working on controlling. You always have the option to just step, but I want you to feel like you're being explosive off one leg. So we'll do 6 total there. Then you're gonna grab your weights. Here it may be a good option if you have lighter weights to use them, but we can definitely do this with heavier weights. We first get in that hinge position, so slight bend at our knees, butt sticks to the back wall. Our palms face each other with a slight bend in our elbow, and then we just lift our elbows like we're gonna try to make them touch behind our back for 6 reverse flies. Then we're gonna do a squat to a lateral leg lift here. Option to rack weight under your chin if you want one, if you want 2, or you can do neither. So we just do a good squat, we stand, and then we lift. We'll alternate left and right. Our left leg squeeze, squat, squeeze, squat. So for that, we'll do 12. So we're doing 6 squeezes on each side. And then our final exercise is a little core work where we're gonna do leg lifts. So we're on our back, legs are glued together straight, and we focus on controlling down as low as we can get, just hovering, and then pulling up. Nice, slow, controlled lower, pull up. So again, we do that for 6. We shuffle through that as many times as we can, and then we have that EMOM, okay? So, here we go for 8 more minutes. Let us begin with skater jumps, 6 total. After that, grab your weights, 6 reverse flies. Everything in control, but moving with purpose. Then, take whatever weight variation you want, even if it's just body weight for these squats. Squat, lift, squat, lift. On this lift, I want you thinking about your core staying nice and stable and really pulling from this lateral glute and your oblique just a touch. But what I don't want happening is your hip jutting out, lots of bend going on in that spine. Stay nice and upright. We're alternating here for 12 total. And after that, we lay on our backs and we have those controlled leg lifts. I want it nice and slow on the way down. That's where you're going to feel the burn. One more. Good. When you're done with those, hop it on up. We go straight away into our skater jumps again. Reverse fly. Being intentional about what muscles we're working. Squats. This next time, I want you to think about pulling your toe towards your shin as you do that leg lift. That really helps isolate that glute and makes you pull with it. Then we're back to the ground for 6 leg lifts. Slow. Feel your abs lengthen as your legs lower, and then squeeze them tight to pull those legs back to upright. Keep going. Then we're back to the top. We have about 50 seconds until we drop right into that EMOM again. We're just getting through what we can get through here. I want the goal to always be at least 2 rounds. Make sure all 10 toes are pointing forward on these squats. In 10 seconds, we go into those high pulls. Get both your weights. Let's do it. 6 high pulls. 6 reverse lunges. 6 V-ups. Come on. In control, but moving with a purpose. Pull yourself up on those sits bones. In those V-ups, then we've got recovery. So, as we settle into this, you're gonna figure out how much recovery you have. If it's over that 25-second threshold, I want you to start increasing your reps. So do 8 of everything. See if you can get right around that 25-second recovery, but increase the work that we're doing and the time that we're working. Let's go round 2 here. 6 high pulls. Thinking traps, solid core. 6 reverse lunges. Pushing off that back leg to return to center. 6 of these V-ups. So we're at 28 seconds right now. So I did 6 that time, but I want shorter recovery. So I'm gonna increase my rep count to 8 this time, see where it puts me, and see if I can fall kind of more in between that 20, 25. And if I do, then I'm gonna settle into that rep count of 8 of everything, okay? Knowing I still get recovery. Take it where you need it though. We go in 3, 2, 1. Try to work quickly, still moving safely, but hopefully you're starting to feel a little bit more comfortable with these movements, a little bit more warmed up. Push. So right now we're at 23. So that's a good range. So whatever reps you did there, stay there and work hard in that time frame of work. This is our last minute of work. So same thing as the first round. We hold a plank to finish it out, okay? Last one. Let's do it. We've got high pulls, lunges, V-ups, and a plank to finish it out, okay? Push. Quick transitions between each exercise. Going all the way till the end. Then flip it on over. Meet me in a high plank here. We all end together. Whenever you finish is fine. Stay with me, come on. Butts down, hands are under our shoulders. Good, relax. Excellent work. We're halfway through. 2 more rounds. Just like that, get your water. Focus on those deep breaths for recovery while I explain these next 4 exercises, okay? So, first one, alternating squat thrusters. We've got squats. Again, so we're gonna do 6 total where we squat with good form, but then as we stand, we're gonna punch right over towards our left shoulder, open our hips up to the left, return center squat, alternate, punch up and over. So we'll do 6 total there. Then we're gonna do 6 triangles on each side. So for triangles, you'll need 1 weight. First, we'll put it right above our right shoulder. I want you to think about seeing that weight the whole time we're in this movement. You're gonna turn your toes just a little bit to the left, so opposite where the weight is. Left hand's gonna go on the inside of that left leg, and we just slide it down our body, and then pull ourselves upright with this oblique. Really heavy oblique work. We're trying to stabilize this weight over our shoulder between exercises. So we do 6 with the weight in the right, 6 with the weight in the left. Then we're gonna hit the floor for a glute bridge heel tap. So for this, we're gonna hold an isometric glute bridge. So our shoulders, elbows are pushing against the ground and we're lifting our hips. We're holding this. Then what we do is alternate lengthening the leg and tapping the heel out while holding these hips up. So it's a little extra glute hamstring work, but also it requires us to hold that core stable. So you'll do 6 of those. Then you're just gonna fall back on the ground, feet up, and we do 6 chest flies. So bend in our elbow, we squeeze overhead, right down into 6 chest presses. So we drop elbows close to our side, push weights up, fly open, press. So you're doing a fly and a press is 1, 6 total of those, okay? So we're doing 6 alternating squat thrusters, 6 triangles right, 6 triangles left, 6 of those heel reaches, and then 6 fly to press, okay? Again, we go for 4 minutes, and then drop straight into that EMOM. Let's get started. Grab your weights. Here we go for these alternating squat thrusters. Really twist, open your hips up to that side that you're punching towards. After that, we put one leg down, find stability in that shoulder, hip shoulder width, toes turn. And as you do this, you should feel your hip jet back at a 45-degree angle. So you aren't just sticking your butt straight backwards, and it's not just going out to the side, right in between, like you're pointing to the corner of the room. See that weight above head, feel it stable in your shoulder. And we're thinking about creating length from fingertip to fingertip here. You're really gonna feel your obliques tap into this exercise. After that, we go down right away into that glute bridge, heel reach. Meet me there. Hold that glute bridge. Reach that leg out, tap, tap. Just 6 of these. After that, butt goes down. We grab our weights. Remember, we squeeze, press. That's 1. Squeeze, press. 2. All the way through. Then we're back to the top with those alternating squat thrusters. Right away. We're working. Come on. Find length from your heel out through the palm of your hand. One weight goes down. Straight away into triangles. Reach, pull yourself up. Shoulders are stacked on top of each other as we start to really reach down. Change your arms, and again, reach. That dumbbell really shouldn't move a lot, even with you moving under it. We drop into that EMOM here in 5 seconds, okay? Grab your weights. We've got high pulls, come on. Remember, this has recovery worked into it. After the high pulls, go into your lunges and finish with those V-ups. Push. Finish this thing strong, come on. We're at 25 seconds right now. So if you finish before me, increase that rep count. Push yourself. Know you can do it. I know you may not want to, but tax your body a little bit. We have recovery worked into this. We go again in 5 here. 3 more rounds. Push through. We got this. 3, 2, 1. Come on. These exercises we're doing in this EMOM are high rep counts. Your muscles that are working here are going to feel fatigued. And then we're throwing the additional strength on top of it. Push yourself, you got it. Don't let your form start to slack as you begin to really get fatigued. You've got time to get through all of those. "17 seconds. That round took me a little bit longer. I'm starting to feel tired, but again, we're not compromising our form just to try to get through the reps in that amount of time. You have time. Let's go again. Here we go. Pull. Be powerful, intentional. When you lunge, push off that back leg. So I try to switch your feet quickly. And then find length in your core and use that length you build up, that tension you build up to act like a spring to pull you into this V-up. We've got one more round of this. You know what that means. We hold a plank to finish, but then we have that recovery, okay? Last minute right here. Work hard for this. Let's go. Stay within yourself. After lunge, right away into V-ups. Come on. And then flip it on over. We have that plank again. We're all here. Butts down. We want to lift it with fatigue. Tuck it under. Come on. Good, relax. Woo! 3 rounds. Done, just like that. We have one more round here. The focus of these top 4 exercises are core. So we're gonna really feel the burn. EMOM stays the same. And we work hard for this quick time we have left. First exercise, like the rest, little bit of cardio intention. This one can be kind of hard to catch a rhythm, but once you've got it, you'll be fine. So you lift hands up and knee up, and then what I want you to think about doing is driving elbows towards knee, and then you just switch. So take it slow if you need. Think about crunching that core, so we're getting core work, but we're also trying to be explosive. Switch, get through it quick. So that one will be 6 each leg, 12 total, but it'll go quickly. Then we drop down onto our back for bicycles. Hands go behind head. We crunch up and over to reach opposite elbow to opposite knee. Again, 6 each leg there, 12 total. Then if you have those lighter weights, this is a great place to use them. And even if you don't have weights, you'll feel the workout in this one. I'm gonna show you it kneeling, but we're gonna do it laying on our chest, but I just know you'll be able to see easier here. So what we'll do is laying with our forehead, or us looking straight down at the ground, put our hands above our head, and then what you're gonna do is think about pulling down with your lats and then lengthening your lats. So a lot of times we do shoulder press mimicking this movement, but with us starting here, I want the focus to be really pulling those lats down and then lengthening up. Pulling those lats down, feeling right where, if you were to like get tickled, where you kind of clench up, pulling from there. So on the ground, I don't know if you guys can see me, but we're mimicking exactly what I was just doing, kneeling for 6 total. And then the last exercise is a little ceiling crunch. So we just hold one weight over our chest, set ourselves up with feet on the ground, and all we're gonna do is think about lifting that dumbbell straight to the ceiling and returning down. So it's a really small movement, small crunch with the abs, and you only need to think about pulling your shoulder blades off the ground. So we do 6 ceiling crunches. So this last round, 12 high skips, 12 bicycles, 6 lat pull downs, 6 crunches. We bust that out and finish with our EMOM, okay? Let's do this. It is our last round. Let's start. We worked way too dang hard in those first 3 rounds to not finish this thing strong. Then we're on our back for bicycles. Push through your heels. Really crunch up and over. Flip over. You have those lat pull downs. So reach your hands straight out. Let them float. And then pull your elbows down to your side. The weights shouldn't be sliding on the ground. So, if you don't have the couple different weights, you can totally do this with just your arms and still feel the burn that I want you to, okay? Flip back over for ceiling crunches. And then you hop up for those high knees, knee drive things again, okay? Come on, work for me here. Drive, pull. Back down to bicycles. Roll it over, lat pull downs. Being intentional about where you're pulling from. Then you flip back over for those ceiling crunches. We're almost there, you guys. Hop up. We're going to try to work through this a 3rd time. Push yourself. Flip it over. Lat pull downs. Good. Hop it on up. We go right away into these high pulls. Come on. I know we don't want to, but we have to work through it. You got this. Woo! You've got your recovery after those V-ups, but you know we're doing it again. Take the recovery. I know this sucks right now, but we are almost through it. Grab your weights. Here we go. Pull. Lunge. And in with those V-ups. You have one more minute of work. That is it. And we're all the way down. We're doing this just that one more time. Stay with me. Come on, let's go. Push through. I'm right there with you. Get through it at whatever pace you can. And we're all finishing in this plank together. All the way. Breathe. Flip it on over. Get into it when you finish. We're all here. Finishing this together right here in this plank. Good. Relax. Connect your big toes. Let your knees fall open to the side and sit back into child's pose. Heels or butt connects to your heels. Those hands stretch out. Your forehead falls to the ground. Start cueing your body into that recovery. We're going to work straight away into our stretch. Focus on some nice big inhales through the nose. Exhale, pushing out of our mouth. From that center position, I want you to walk your hands as far to the right as you can get them. Feel that stretch along that left tricep, bicep, down the left side of your lats into your side body, mid back, low back, maybe even a little bit into that left glute. And now walk your hands to the left. Give that right side a little bit of extra love. Good. Go to center one more time. Feel that stretch. And then from there, we're going to kind of push our head up through our hands. So we end with our chest, what would be pointing the camera, kind of doing a back bend the other way we typically go. Thighs are flat on the ground, really arch, open up that chest and those abs. Then we'll push ourselves up into tabletop. Hands go under shoulders, knees go under hips. We'll do a little bit of cat-cow. So we tuck our chin, arch our ceiling, or arch our back up to the ceiling, pull those shoulder blades apart, and then drop the other way, forehead to ceiling. Stomach sinks, we pull our shoulder blades together. Arch one more, all right, Jess, we're gonna go a couple more times. So arch into cat. Drop down into cow. And one more time up into cat. Really pull, pull, pull here. Good, release into cow. From here, I want us to lay flat on our stomachs. Lift your heels up towards the ceiling and then just kind of windshield wiper your legs side to side. See if you can get some movement in those hips, low back. Nice and slow. 4 or 5 times each way. And as you're able here, I want us to try and stretch our quads. I know that if people have knee issues, this one could bother them, but legs will flatten out. With your left hand, try to grab kind of on top of those left toes and just pull that foot towards your butt. See if you can find some length in that quad in the front of our legs. We have a tendency to neglect that. It's kind of easy to stretch our hamstrings, but not always so easy to stretch out those quads. And switch your legs. Try to pull your knees together here. Good. Release that down. We're gonna roll onto our backs to finish this thing out. So with your left leg straight out, I want you to bend your right leg and kind of grab under your knee and squeeze it tight into your chest here. Try to feel your hips melt into the ground. Really squeeze that thing tight. And switch. Now I want you to squeeze both knees tight into your chest. Really squeeze here, feel it, see if you can feel that low back release for you some. Squeeze tight. Good, and then we're gonna just end with some spinal rotation. So keep knees and ankles glued together. Stack your knees over your hips, ankles are in line with your knees. Shoulders stay stuck to the ground, and we just rotate nice and slowly, side to side here. Go about 3 to 4 each way, and then as you're comfortable, we can roll up out of that and call it a day for working out. Awesome work today, you guys. That was tough, very taxing, working for those longer increments and then switching it up. But please take care of yourselves, stretch more if you need it, which you likely do, and of course, drink plenty of water. But otherwise, thanks for coming this morning.